Blades fans, welcome back to Hertz Arena and another Florida Everblades pregame show. I'm Hannah Jo Groves alongside Jake Maurice. Jake, the Blades are finally back at Hertz Arena after a long road trip. So let's kind of recap for the Blades fans going all the way back to Friday night against the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. What happened in that game?
Well, the Everblades had 57 strong minutes of hockey, but Greenville, with 3 really good minutes, sort of took over the game in the late second period. 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes and 52 seconds got them into a 2-goal lead. Everblades battled. They managed to get one back very late, had a chance, but just could never find that extra goal they needed despite 46 shots on goal. Was a tough way to come out of the All-Star break for sure.
The bright spot in that is that Isaac Nurse got his first goal of the season. It's been so nice to have him back on the ice. Also, we're now 2-2 with those Greenville Swamp Rabbits, and they haven't played at Hertz Arena yet. We've only played them in their house.
Yeah, we're not going back there either, so
next time we see them, we'll be here. We'll see how that works out for them. So the very next day, they went and played the South Carolina Stingrays. Ben Brar got his 4th goal of the season, but it was just not enough. They couldn't get anything going past that. What were the places that you saw some weakness in the Blades on Saturday?
Well, once again, they had a number of good chances and couldn't finish. That was sort of a theme for the Everblades going into the Sunday game. You even go back to last Saturday at Hertz Arena when we played Jacksonville. We outshot them 33-15. Just couldn't get one into the back of the net. That kind of reared its ugly head again. Gave up a shorthanded goal on Saturday. And then in overtime, unfortunately, Florida never even touched the puck. And that's never going to work out for you.
Yeah, nope, it's not.
Overtime, a possession game. South Carolina had the possession. They get the extra point.
The good news is, Jake, the very next day, Sunday afternoon, the Blades came out with a 6-3 win over those Stingrays. But, Jake, it was chippy out there. 62 combined penalty minutes, and that's more than the game is. So how did you see the physicality in this game play a role, I guess?
Well, special teams ended up playing a huge role for Florida. They get 2 power play goals, first time since opening night that Florida scored multiple power play goals in a game, and a shorthanded marker as well. So the Everblades were able to use the special teams time to their advantage, keep South Carolina from doing the same. They were honestly in a game where they had that many penalty minutes. The Blades were usually more disciplined. They managed to not be the ones instigating, retaliating at the wrong times, putting the Stingrays into tough spots, and then, as said, Florida took advantage, and they just got goals from up and down the lineup. Anthony Romano, a 2-goal game. Ben Brar getting goals in back-to-back games, including the game winner on Sunday. You need depth to score, and you need special teams to go far in the playoffs. Florida had both of those in a playoff-style game on Sunday to get that big win.
And it was really nice to have that win and that energy coming back to tonight. Hertz Arena, we're up against the Atlanta Gladiators. They're right behind us in the South Division standings. What makes this team so strong?
Excellent goaltending, very sturdy defense. They do not let in a lot of goals. In fact, they let in the least amount of goals in the entire ECHL. On the other side of the ice, the Everblades let in the second least amount of goals in the ECHL. So this is very much going to be a series, I believe, where scoring is at a premium.
Yes.
We might see some very low-scoring games this week. Atlanta, over their last few, has not had a lot of goals either side in their games. They won 2-1 over the Orlando Solar Bears on Monday, and that is a very typical Atlanta Gladiators kind of win.
Okay, I see. Interesting. Well, we want to take this opportunity to kind of separate ourselves from them in the standings if we can. So, can you give us the direct effect marketing 3 keys of the game for tonight?
Yeah, well, this being a big week, you got to find some big goals, and that means finishing on your chances. Against a strong defense, against a team that has very reliable goaltending, you don't know how many of those kind of chances you're going to get. So when you get them, they have to find their way into the back of the net. A big part of that is the special teams this week. It's going to be very important. We saw it in the last time these two teams faced off back in October. The only non-empty net goal in the game was a power play goal for the Gladiators. That ended up being the difference in a 2-0 win.
Yeah.
So special teams very well could decide the winner or loser of at least one of these matchups throughout this week. And then finally, you've got to stay disciplined. Atlanta does not take a lot of penalties, so they don't end up in the box a lot. You can't be going on a parade to the penalty box yourself. It's one thing like on Sunday when both Florida and South Carolina are going all the time. It's another thing if it's only your team going to the box. So you've got to stay smart out there. Reset, home week, stay calm, stay disciplined, especially tonight, skating shorthanded with Jesse Lansdell suspended for 1 game. After Sunday. So you've got to be just a little bit smarter with your checks. I very much trust the Everblades to be doing that well. It should be a very fun week of hockey here.
I'm excited to see it. Next up, we've got warm-ups, and then it's the Atlanta Gladiators versus your Florida Everblades. We'll see you there.